Okay, this is really cool, and beginners will be able to follow along no problem. We're going to go over building some VBA code here in our spreadsheet. Let me show you what the code does first, and then we'll walk through everything. There it is. Here's how we run it, at least for now. Sheet directory has been created. What happened? Okay, so we ran that code, and now you see down here where we have these different tabs. I mean, there's no real data in here. I just made them for the purpose of this video, but we've got different sheets. You could potentially have dozens or even 100 sheets down here in your workbook. Well, what we just did was create a quick directory. So now we list out the titles of each of those sheets, and we just click to go straight to them. Now, we could modify it so that we include a shortcut on all the sheets, but that would probably overwrite data if these actually had real data on them. So we've just got a directory page over here at the start. Pretty cool, right? Now, you may have been intimidated to see this long wall of code, but we'll walk through it, kind of not line by line, but just the gist of what's going on here so that you can then copy and paste. I'll include a link for this in the description below so you can check it out. I've also got a write-up on it on my newsletter, free newsletter, that's linked in the description below. What did I do here? I went to the developer tab. You might not even have a developer tab in your Excel file. So go down here, go to options, and where did I go? I went file, okay? File, options, and then you can customize your ribbon. Right here, you've got all these tabs, and you can actually make it so your home tab or your insert tab is not on the main tab, on the ribbon up here. What we need to do, though, is just make sure that we have developer tag or developer tab toggled on. Then you'll see the developer tab. The shortcut for that is Alt-L, so you can press L there. And then the shortcut to go over here to Visual Basic, it's actually Alt F11, but if you go Alt L and then V, you can open up the Visual Basic for applications. This whole window right here that looks kind of archaic because of the font selection and just the style. This looks kind of like old school Windows, but it's what we have to work with. Okay, you will not have a module yet. Instead, the first step for you is to go Insert Module. Okay, now I've got Module 1 and I've got Module 2. I actually don't need Module 2, but that's just for the sake of this example. Inside Module 1, here's all of our code, okay? Let's walk through what's going on here. Can I zoom in here? Let me make the screen bigger. Okay, we're bigger now. So at the top, this is where we're declaring some variables. So we're doing this subroutine, and this is the name of what we're doing. So this create sheet directory, that's like a function if you're familiar at all with coding. This is the function, the commands that we're going to be running. They're included all underneath here. Then these dim things, this is telling it these are variables that we're adding. So we're adding this WS variable as worksheet. We're adding this directory sheet as worksheet. The as part, that means the type of variable that we're declaring. We're adding row as a long, so that's a specific type of variable. And same thing for exists, we're adding as a Boolean. Then right here, we're checking to see if directory exists. So back here in our workbook, if we've already created a directory, we don't want to create another one, right? Oh, you don't need that window. Where'd my modules go? So we don't need to create another one if it already exists. Instead, if it exists, true, set directory sheet equal to the WS, and then exit this little part right here. If it doesn't exist, though, then we need to set directory sheet equal to, and we're doing this command right here. It's basically putting the directory sheet, it's creating one, and putting it at the very start over on the left-hand side of all our sheets in our workbook. Then we're going to clear the existing content. The reason we're doing this is if we update the directory, we want to just clear it first and then repopulate it in case there have been changes, additions, or deletions to our sheets. Then we're going to add the header with directory sheet. We're going to go in here to range A1, and we're going to go sheet name, B1, go to sheet, and then range A1 through B1, we're going to set that font as bold. So as you can see up here, that's happened right up here. We've got just kind of the titles for that table, even though it's not really a table, formatted like a table. Okay, we got that going on. Then we add sheet names and hyperlinks. So we're going to grab row 2, and for each WS in this workbook worksheets, So what's that saying? Well, all that's doing is going over here in the workbook itself, and it's looping through each one of these. So for each worksheet in this workbook, we're going to loop through there, and we're going to do something to it. What are we going to do? For each workbook, if worksheet name is not directory, so we're going to exclude the directory we just created, then we're going to put the titles of those worksheets, this line right here, the titles as the value in the corresponding row in that first column. Okay, so it's just going, and we're doing the same thing to the hyperlink for the address. So it's going over this way from left to right on the sheets, and it's picking up the title and the address. And it's going down row by row, and it's putting the title here and the address here so we can click it as a hyperlink. And if we go into here, we can see that this is just open hyperlink, edit hyperlink. This is just text to display, click to go, and then the cell reference is a place in this document right here on everywhere. Okay, so it does all that behind the scenes for us just according to these built-in commands that we're utilizing in VBA. Then all we do from there is format a little bit. We auto-fit so that it fits the titles and everything in there. And let's put that to the test right here. If we were to create a long title right here, another sheet with a real long title, well, that's as long as we can make it right there. Okay, then we'll go back to our directory. Let's go up here to our developer tab, Alt-L, and then we can do PM for macros, and we can run this macro. And look, it added this. It's the first one because I put it all the way to the left next to the directory, and it also auto-fit everything because that's the longest title right there. Now, if we edit this and we reduce it, real long title, so it's not as long, but it is still longer. Let's see, go to the macros, we'll go to the run, and there, it both updates the title and then also auto-fits again. And it gives this little pop-up message, which is the last thing that we can highlight over here. We do this message box here at the end after we've activated the directory sheet. So we are displaying the message box pop-up, and we're also going over. So if I was on this sheet and I ran the macro, it would take me back to the directory sheet. So this is pretty cool. It's just another one of these automations that can be very useful to automate making a table of contents type of thing that would take you a lot of time to do this manually. And of course, there's a built-in way to do this. So one more thing to be aware of. If you look up here, I don't know if you can see the name of this, or the extension rather, of this workbook. In order to save a macro, the VBA script that creates a macro, in order to save that into the file itself, you're going to have to save as, and you're going to have to use this macro-enabled workbook extension. If you save it as the regular Excel workbook, this XLSX, it will save the workbook fine, but it will not save that code. So you will open this back up, and I actually did this on accident the first time I built this. You'll open it up and you'll have the directory here, and all these will work. But when you go into macros or when you go into Visual Basic, the modules will be gone. So just make note of that. Make sure that if you need to build one of these macros and save it, that you do save it properly with that extension. Incidentally, when you open up a macro-enabled workbook, because it's got code that can execute and will execute, sometimes automatically, it's going to give you a warning. It's going to say enable up here right below the ribbon. It's going to have that yellow bar with a little warning. Hey, this is a macro-enabled workbook. You sure you want to do this? Click enable, and it will be able to run after that. Now, I found out how to do this through just a little bit of Googling and a little bit of prompting, some AI tools to help me tweak the VBA code, because I'm not a great VBA coder yet. This is a learning in process that I'm doing with y'all. If you like this, please click like and let me know in the comments, because I'll do some more videos like this. I would really enjoy learning more about VBA. I know a lot about AppScript. I still need to learn more there, but I've never really dove all the way into VBA. So if this is useful to y'all too, I would be just really happy to double down on it. If you want to see it as soon as it comes out and be the first to get notified, I've got that free newsletter that I put out every week called Got Sheet. It's linked in the description. You can also watch this video coming up next.